Hello and welcome to the morning show team off with Revsportz. Very good morning to all of you present. Guryada, good morning. Shubhan, good morning. Yesterday was a special day in Indian sports. IPL marked its 1,000th match. It's a massive milestone, and Satvik and Chirag, though they created history on reaching the finals, they have won it also. The first Indian pair to win this Asia Badminton Championship, and it's a massive feat. Guryada, let's start with Satvik and Chirag, then we'll move to IPL. How big of an achievement would you keep in this victory? They have won so many titles, but how where will you keep this one?
Absolutely at the top. I mean, if you look at that tournament and the way they played, even yesterday, see when how do you judge a team? You judge a team by three things according to me. One is temperament, two is their ability to fight back from adverse situations, and three is the quality of play on offer and the intensity. All three were unmatched. They lost the game one. Game two, they were down 8-13. And at that point in time, you were like, this is gone. You are 1-0 down, 13-8 down. This is gone. And all of a sudden, it becomes 13-12. Then they win the game. And then in the third game, also, when they were conceding a 2-3 point lead, I think it was 8-5. Again, the comeback. They're sensational. And then when that final point, the smash from Satwik, to have that confidence that in the final point I'll go for broke. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I love Chirag's celebrations. Chirag is incredible. I mean, whether it is his dance and look at the way Matthias was celebrating, the kind of
Yeah,
pump, and you understand that Matthias was all pumped up. Massive moment for Indian badminton. You've taken Ong and Teo. They are now 4-3 against Ong and Teo. If you look at the way took out Hendravan and Satya, I mean, come on, they are the daddies are their idols. They are their idols. To take them out 21-12 and 21-15, if I remember, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Only two things now: Cho and Shia and the minions, and maybe this new Chinese pair who keep on attacking, attacking, attacking. They are right up there. If they are fit, they are right up there for Asian Games in Paris.
On this, the last word that Buryada said, Asian Games and Paris. Shubhan, you have seen the match. Do you see them in a driving seat ahead of these tournaments?
of course, this will be a extremely big confidence booster for both of them. Satvik has been battling injuries over the last few months, so they have not been able to play at that top level consistently. But it was great to see, as Boya said, to make a comeback from there in a final in both the second and third game. It shows a lot about their character and how they are feeling confident when they are fit and firing. They are one of the top players. Yes, of course. Boyera mentioned Che and Shia, the minions, the new Chinese player. They will be a challenge. But what if you have to win big tournaments, you need to defeat those big players and gain and seal that authority of stamp. We have defeated the big ones. Now tell us now give us the other benchmark, and that is what the top level athletes, be it in team sport, be it in individual sport, have been doing since the sport began in the history. So I think, if you ask me, then that whether Satvik and Chirag are in the driving seat or not, I would definitely say yes. Boryad has been saying since the past 12 months that Satvik and Chirag are the medal contenders for Paris, and I firmly believe now they are back on track, fully fit. They are definitely in.
Exactly. And right after the match, we got the exclusive reactions. The first reactions we had those on our platform. Charudat Doshi, our correspondent there in Dubai. So, Swapnil, can you please have that one?
I'm Charu here for Revsportz, and I am with the dashing duo of Satvik and Chirag, the first gold medal winners for men's doubles for India. How does it feel?
Well, it feels really good. We had a topsy-turvy match till the second game interval. We didn't really have a rhythm, but we stuck till the very end, and I'm glad we could get that win.
Yeah, what a comeback! You were one game down, 8-13 behind, and suddenly both of you got into action and won. So, what you were thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about just a strike for us. I mean, one strike here and there, like 2 points here and there, then we just like confident, then we can go all in. And when we are down, we are like we have to play outright. When we are in, there is nothing left for us, so there is no hope for us when we are down. So we just played outright, so that helped us in the second half.
Great, great. Matthias says you both are ready for Asian Games and Olympic Games, and you are a serious medal contenders in your category. Any comments?
More pressure now.
Well, yeah. I think when we are at our best, I think we can beat anybody, and I think we are meant for bigger things. And yeah, we definitely want to win the medals, Asian Games and the Olympics.
Thank you, and all the best for Asian Games and Olympic Games.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Balls. Matthias Bo also said, talked about the contender. And Boyada, 1965, Dinesh Khanna won this championship for India, and then again yesterday. And we have Dinesh Khanna's reaction also. So please tell us something about that, if you have anything to talk about Dinesh Khanna's win that one, and we'll have that reaction also on the show.
Yeah, interestingly, you asked me that. I mean, I was actually reading a newspaper report about the 1965 win this morning. Obviously, the sport is different, and the sport is different. The achievements are different, but it's important that you go back in time and celebrate your champion. Then yesterday, the moment this happened, a common friend of mine, ours, Hemant Sampath, messaged me saying Dinesh Khanna, was watching the match, and I said, "Can we talk?" And he said, "Yes, you can." In fact, not simply Dinesh Khanna, Deepu and Roman Ghosh, who won a medal, they are also here. They're also here. One of them now resides in Singapore. So probably, we'll have a chat with Deepu and Roman Ghosh today. So, you have to celebrate your champions, because that's what sort of builds a culture of sport. And it was great to have Dinesh Khanna and his reaction, which you will now play on the show.
Yes, Shop News, over to you.
Heartiest congratulations to Satvik Sairaj and Chirag Shetty for winning the Asian men's doubles crown. I am really excited because it has been a long wait of 58 years when another Indian or an Indian pair has won this coveted crown. I think it brings back nostalgic memories of 1965 when I was able to win the Asian title. I must say that Satvik and Chirag have really been playing well. They did exceedingly well by winning the Swiss Open title in this year, and last year they had won the French Open title. So in fact, I was expecting that they will do well in this tournament, but the way after losing the first game and trailing in the second, they came back, really showed their nerves of steel, and the way they won this title, I think makes all of us very proud. And I must also say that the credit also must go to the Danish coach, Matthias Bo, I think, who has been able to give them the finer points of the game, and they have been able to of course they have got a very powerful hit, but they have been able to play a very controlled game and play the right strategy at the right time. So credit must also go to.
Okay. Yes, and that was rightly pointed out about Matthias Bo. Before we move on to IPL, last thoughts on badminton. Swiss Open, French Open, but do you think Asia Championship is a much difficult tournament than those Opens?
No. I mean, Super Series 750 obviously is a massive win. I mean, come on. I mean, the French Open, it's the tier 2 tournament, right? I mean, after the Super 1000. So nothing to take away from the French Super Series win. Having said that, Chirag told me, and this is a very instructive statement from him. He said, Boryada, in India, people only remember the big tournaments. It is not about how many Super Series you win. It is about when you play for India, win an Asian Games, win an Asian Championship, win an Olympic Games. These are the titles people remember. And both Satvik and I keep talking about it, that unless you win the big tournaments, that's what will make you who you are. And then Satvik chipped in saying, now when they are at airports, people come and 50 out of 100 people come. And he mentioned the number. He said 50 out of 100 people come and say, are you Satvik and Chirag, and can we have a selfie? And I told him, listen, win the Asian Games and win the Olympic Games, two things will change. One, no one will come and say, are you Satvik and Chirag? They will say, hello, this is Satvik and Chirag. And of the 50, you said 50 of 100 people, there will be 200 of 100 people who will come and say, can we take a selfie? Not one, but two. That's what it will be. So all power to them, and all the very, very, very best, because they're fine kids. One is 25, one is 23 at their peak physically, because, and the other thing I want to point out before you close this one, in an Olympic Games, much more than your first time, it's the second time that's when you win. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a Neeraj Chopra, which was sensational. Take an Abhinav, third time. Take, if you look at the games, you are mature. You can take the pressure. These fellows were there in Tokyo, beat the Chinese Taipei pair, which went on to win gold. So they know what it is like, and they will be ready for Paris. And don't forget, Paris is their favorite and happy hunting ground. They won the French there. It is their favorite city. Everything is working for them.
Absolutely. And, I'm really excited after yesterday's match for the Asian Games.
Correct, and you will be there. So, and Shubhan will be there in Paris. So, both of you, I mean, I'm putting this on record. So, absolutely, we will be there in numbers supporting the Asian Games in Paris.
Exactly. And Shubhan, yesterday in IPL, the landmark match, and we had both the games 200 runs being chased. So it was crackerjack of a day in IPL. And Shubhan, first thoughts on the second match, 1,000 match, Mumbai. I am confused whether to be happy for Surya Kumar's comeback or whether to be sad for that Yashasvi Jaiswal's 100 win. Your thoughts, Shubhan?
I yesterday I wrote that never did I imagine that Tushar Deshpande would be in the reckoning for the purple cap, and suddenly I saw a few comments. Look at his economy rate. Look at how many runs he's conceding. Arey, wait till hang on for a bit. The 200s are being chased every match. The bowlers are being taken for cleaners, so it is imperative that a bowler will concede runs. But overall, if you have to ask me about the 1,000 match, it was fitting. Although I didn't like the fact that it went over 4 hours 15 minutes. It finished somewhere close to 11:40, 11:45. That's something which I didn't like. But overall, it was a great match. Yashasvi Jaiswal, I have been tracking him since he started playing the Under 19 World Cup for India. He smashed that tournament. After that, he has been Rajasthan Royals came in for him and invested in him. Last season was a bit tough for him. He didn't get some runs. Was sent as an opener, was sent as a number four, number three, played in multiple positions, but it didn't really click. But from there, he played the Ranji Trophy, scored heavy runs for Mumbai. I remember the century in the final. He continued to score centuries, double tons, Dulip Trophy, Rani Trophy, and this boy is special. This boy is special. We keep on talking about Shubman Gill, but Yashasvi Jaiswal will be there and thereabout in the next decade, playing plenty of matches for India, playing plenty matches for India, and I won't be surprised if he's drafted straight away after the IPL into the Indian senior team because this kid can bowl as well, a bit of leg spin as well. He has picked up multiple wickets for Mumbai across formats, so he's a multi-utility player and something which we want as an Indian team, which they are looking forward to those multi-utility players. And him being an opener, a left-hander batter, that makes him even more special. So a good match, but after that, Surya played that blinder. Ishan Kishan chipped in, Cameron Green chipped in, and then Tim David and Tilak Verma finished it off. So it was a great super match to have to celebrate the 1,000 match milestone.
Exactly. It was entertaining, and I think Bodiada is having some problem.
Yeah.
Uh, but till he's back, Shubhan, Surya Kumar, we have been talking about his form, and yesterday with that performance, do you see him coming back, or it was do you see him being consistent throughout from now? Because he has that
He,
quality, and one match is that if you're not in a good form, one match you click and
hmm.
then it continues. What do you think, Surya Kumar?
He has been scoring those 20s and 30s,
Hmm.
and I remember one of the TV interviews which he did, like for the broadcasters, that T20 is the most trickiest format to be consistent. Consistency in
Hmm.
T20 is something which is not related very commonly, and that is why I think even if he plays those 30-40 runs knock with an impact, then I would be more than happy. I don't want Surya to score 60, 70s. It will be good for India if he does,
Hmm.
or for Mumbai Indians if he does. But Surya at an impact rate, if he can score 30, 40 runs at a strike rate of 190, 200, then I'm more than happy. Because such is the nature of this format that you really can't expect a batter to be extremely consistent and play high risk cricket throughout the tournament. It is not possible. But yes, it will be a confidence booster for Surya to have got that half century.
Exactly. And Team David coming at that position and finishing off that match in style. What a massive knock it was. I think it was 45 or 14. Your thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
he just went slam bang. But I think that final over by Jason Holder was pretty mediocre, way
Yes.
below mediocre as well. Full tosses.
So, before you continue, I was going to add that also. The 15th over, Jason Holder, the 40, 13th and 14th over were expensive for Rajasthan, and 15th
Hmm.
over, Jason Holder checked it. He had it
Hmm.
under control, and then in the last over, he balls that three back-to-back full tosses. So mentality problem.
Yeah, with Jason Holder, the thing is, he has some variations. He's a tall bowler, so he gets that natural bounce, but he doesn't have that pace. He doesn't have that natural
Hmm.
pace. So he relies more on his variations, slower ones, with an odd bouncer, which surprises the batters, and that is why it is easier to read a Jason Holder than you can say different other bowlers who are of the same stature. And it was pretty much expected that Jason Holder will try to take the pace of the ball. Unfortunately, it landed up as full tosses, and if you bowl full tosses to Tim David in his arc, then you saw the results yesterday only. So it was a pretty mediocre over, but cool head by Tim David, I would say. There. He waited for
Okay.
those deliveries.
Okay. So what are the Surya Kumar Yadav? We are talking about Sky's form the last few days, and yesterday it was a massive, important knock, I would say. And Surya Yashasvi, so your thoughts on these two players yesterday's performance?
Before I go to Surya and Yashasvi, I was hearing Shubhan, and he made a very important point about Jason Holder. But if you see the
Mhm.
previous over of Jason Holder, you see what Shubhan is saying.
Hmm.
He was bowling that cross line and getting the ball to land right next to the wide line, right? And he was getting it right because Tilak Verma wasn't able to get away.
Mhm.
And so every time he was bowling, and he got it right here, because he got the first ball wrong and Tim David was able to come under, that's what put pressure on Holder. Had he got that first ball right, because he was coming round, he wanted that angle, the same angle that Sandeep Sharma had used against Mahendra Singh Dhoni. That same angle is what Jason Holder was trying. And again, if you think Sandeep Sharma doesn't have the pace, but he was able to do it because of the angle, he got it right. Jason Holder tried it. Tim David, because of the reach, was able to get under and got that ball going. The moment he got that ball going, Holder was under pressure. Because then he realized that it was 11 of 5.
Mhm.
17 of 5 to 11 of 5. Sorry, 17 of 6 to 11 of 5. Very different proposition. That's when that full toss and it was over. Third ball was, everybody knew that it's over because the moment you considered two sixes, your head is gone. So it was just Tim David needed to stay still. He finished it off. Coming to your question about Surya, he played brilliantly. Did you see some of the shots? That's the Surya you know. So Surya is absolutely back. And I remember the moment Surya was playing those shots, I was thinking back to my chat with Sachin. And he said, don't worry. If someone is hitting the first ball to find like 5 meters here and there, it will go for 6. There's nothing to worry about his form. Nothing to worry. And he said, look, all Surya needs to do is stay there. Because Surya there means pressure on the opponents. So don't worry about Surya. Yashashvi, Shubhan's right. If you actually think back to India's openers now. Ishan Kishan unfortunately has not been able to grab his chances. Virat and Rohit, both are anchorish kind of players. I mean, if you see their strike rate in the T20 format. So, if you really think Yashasvi, the way he's exploding, he definitely has a possibility of making the Indian team. Both he and Gill, I mean, they can complement each other. They can be the future. So both Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal, yes, and right-left combination. Yashasvi Jaiswal, decent enough fielder, bowls a bit of leg spin in every way. But it's just that yesterday also, I mean, 100 plus runs, 125, whatever it was, and then you end up on the losing side. Now, how bad is that? Yeah, you can say Rohit Sharma's birthday, Mumbai Indians and all, but you must feel for Yashasvi Jaiswal. For God's sake, I mean, what does that kid do now? Rahmanullah Gurbaz the day before. So, but that's what the IPL is all about, right?
Exactly, and every day, and I don't think in any previous season we saw so many 200s and so many 200s getting chased also. So,
But for me, what stood out, and yesterday I think Lalit Modi put this out in one of his posts, that Rahmanullah Gurbaz bowled Noor Ahmed and caught Rashid Khan.
3 Afghans.
Think about it. I mean, who would have thought that you are empowering people from around the world? A Yashasvi Jaiswal, a Rinku Singh, a Noor Ahmed. That is the story of the IPL, not the 200-run chase. The story is one of aspiration. The story is about fulfillment of dreams. That's what the IPL is all about. And I love that. I mean, Ayush Badoni all of a sudden comes and becomes a star. Rinku Singh this season has become a star. That's what the IPL is all about, Rohan. Enjoy the ride.
Exactly. And yesterday I also enjoyed Dhoni's last 2 sixes, but again, sadly, they ended up on the losing side, and it was a fantastic.
No, that's the other one. I mean, when Devon Conway hit that ball, even someone like me, I mean, I don't give a damn about who wins, who loses. I really don't. The moment Devon Conway hit that, and I was like, for God's sake, don't get out. Don't get out. Because that would mean the striker would not be Dhoni. That would mean that, now with the change, the thing is, you will have to face whoever the new batter is. And that means ball number 5 and 6 won't be Dhoni. So my only thing was just go to the other end. Don't get out. Don't get out. Let Dhoni face the final 2 balls. So the moment Dhoni plays every ball, it's a drama. And look at it. I mean, the ball was wide outside off. His body bent at a 45 degrees, eyes on the ball, lunging forward with the bat in hand like a gladiator, and then that connect and the roar at the Chepauk. It's complete drama. And then the next ball, low full toss in the stands. As the crowd erupted, he sprinted back. If that is not spectacle, I don't know what spectacle is.
And that man still has it. Where the last 2 balls, he can hit 2 sixes. That man is fantastic.
He leaves you in awe. He leaves you in awe thinking, I mean, I've done a piece for our site today that, COVID snatched the final. Look, he wanted one final tryst in January of 2020. And he told me at that point, and I'm putting it on record, that I've bought new exercise equipment. I've bought new things at home. I'm starting practice for the IPL, and then who knows? Because the World T20 was there in October. Because of COVID, World T20 was pushed back. COVID snatched away the perfect finish from the perfect finisher. It became an imperfect finish. The IPL is giving the perfect platform to the perfect finisher for a perfect finish. And I love that. Let Dhoni finish the most perfect manner that is possible.
I think Boryada hinted that he wants CSK to win this one, but I also want it. But last 5
time for Dhoni.
I really want it to happen, Shubham, before he actually retires. I want him to finish with the trophy. But
every stadium you go, every fan when Chennai Super Kings are playing, they want MS Dhoni. They want them to win just because of MS Dhoni.
Exactly. That is the charisma that man has set throughout the years for India. So, Shubham, the final 5 minutes of the show, Punjab Kings are more balanced side yesterday. They played as a team. Devon Conway had a one-man show, but Punjab as a unit won. What were your thoughts about that game?
I think Punjab Kings, as we have been talking about, they are coming good. Overall, as a team, on paper, they are a very good side. Now, with the inclusion of Liam Livingstone, now that he's getting games, he's also getting improved. Those four sixes he hit yesterday, he showed why he was the MVP last season for Punjab Kings. Picked up wickets for them, scored some big runs for them, and now that he's slowly coming into his full fitness, match rhythm, he will be a dangerous customer. And then that final ball, the way Sikandar Raza played it, I absolutely loved it. And they ran three. By the time the throw came in, Sikandar Raza was already celebrating well for completing his final run. It was all drama. It was all drama, and it is not easy to chase 200 plus at Chepauk in a day game. It is an extremely tricky task, but kudos to Punjab Kings batters that they kept pushing the game to the final over, and maybe took that MS Dhoni way of taking the game deep and finishing it in the last over, last ball.
Okay. So Puriyada, today we have LSG versus RCB. Your same question that I asked Subhan. Your thoughts on Punjab Kings' performance yesterday, and then what do you think of today's clash, LSG versus RCB? Last game, LSG fantastic score on the board. So, what are your expectations today?
Frankly, I thought Punjab Kings exceeded expectations. I did not expect them to keep nerve. When you have an MS Dhoni out there, you expect them to lose nerve. And come on, I mean, none of the batters have that kind of experience after a couple of them. In fact, when Sam Curran and Liam Livingston got out, I thought it's done. Even when Jitesh got out, I mean, come on, that last over, and Pathirana did pretty decently well. So I thought Punjab Kings was excellent, and Sikandar Raza, as Shubhan said, I mean, the way they ran, and obviously the pump of the fist and the bat and the celebrations was tremendous. To beat Chennai in Chennai with the 200, enormously sort of credible. Coming to LSG versus RCB, look, LSG, if they play as a unit, they are a top side. RCB is an individual dependent side. And you have seen that with the batting. It's Faf, Maxwell, and Kohli. After that, a Lomror cameo, a somebody else cameo. That's all you got. I mean, that last game, for example, for RCB, Lomror, the stage was set for Lomror. Do it. I mean, you get a 27 odd or a 30 odd and then you get out. Come on, yeah. I mean, these are the moments when the middle order has to come good. Three people can't win you a tournament. Can't win you a tournament. And in bowling, a lot needs to be done by Harshal Patel. It's Mohammad Siraj all the way so far. He has been absolutely sensational. So has Mohammad Shami. And that gives me great hope for India. Shami and Siraj in this form. But RCB is an individual-based team. On the other hand, Lucknow, with KL Rahul not firing, look at the numbers they have put on the board. Their best player not firing. Myers and Badoni and Stoinis and Puran. And all of a sudden, Stoinis has come into his own. Wasted Stoinis last year. At 8, not giving him the ball. And look at Stoinis now. He's a freak. He's absolutely a freak, Marcus Stoinis. If you see him in the Big Bash one time, he goes 705 runs as an opener. Come on, man. Brute strength. So, Lucknow, if they play to potential, a Krunal Pandya, a Ravi Bishnoi, now you have an off-spinner as well, either in a Deepak Huda or somebody else, then you definitely have good pace. You're not even playing Mark Wood. You've got a Naveen ul Haq. You've got an Avesh Khan. That's a complete bowling attack. And again, conditions today will not be conducive for batting. It's not the Chinnaswamy. I wouldn't be surprised if they start with the slow bowler against Kohli, because this is not a great pitch for batting. You've seen that with the GT versus Lucknow game, right? So you will have to see that in that attritional battle, Lucknow is a better team. Can RCB win is a different matter. Lucknow is a better all-round team.
Okay, and Boyada mentioned about Marcus Stoinis last game. LSG Twitter handle changed the description to Marcus Stoinis fan page. It was hilarious. And this season the Twitter battles also is going great. One time CSK posted another one. Rajasthan Royals quoted it and put I think Ravichandran Ashwin doing a banter on that. So the Twitter battle is also going great. Well, Shubhan, final thoughts on today's match, LSG versus RCB before we end it.
I think Boria summed it pretty much perfectly. RCB is an individual base side. I'm looking forward to see whether Josh Hazelwood gets a game or not, because the RCB's bowling unit needs someone like Josh Hazelwood to come back. but their batting really hasn't clicked. Only Faf, Kohli, and Maxwell have been scoring runs. So opportunities for Lomro, Shabazz, to Suyash Prabhudesai to score some runs. These are the opportunities which you won't get every season. In the next season, they will have some other players, so you will again get your opportunities limited. But this season, if they are getting some free run, then take those opportunities. That's what I say about every domestic players. But LSG overall is a better side on paper. In form side, the pitch will be a bit different. So again, the playing style will change, and LSG have been adapting to it pretty well. So again, expecting a good match, and LSG for me are the favorites heading into this one.
I
Okay,
want to
so
see Krunal Pandya start against Kohli, number one.
Absolutely,
To Shubham's
100%.
point, Rajat Patidar will come back next season, so he's 200% right, Shubhan, that
Yeah.
Suyas Prabhu Desai or Shabazz, they need to sort of get their chances. You won't get these opportunities. So when you have
Right.
them, back them, and that's what it is for domestic players. Because Rajat Patidar, I think, is the biggest miss for RCB this season, way more than Hazelwood,
Yes,
way more. Because at number three, Rajat Patidar would have just done that job. And today, what will be interesting is can Faf and Maxwell adapt to those slow conditions? Because it will be difficult to bat on, not the RCB sort of Chinnaswamy deck. So that's where one wants to see, how these fellows go. So it will be, as I said, I mean, LSG is a better team, but a Virat brilliance or a Maxwell brilliance can do it for RCB.
okay, so we'll wait and watch for that game. And today in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, the IBA Men's Boxing World Championship is beginning, and we have Govind Sahani, Deepak Borai, Sachin Sivaj, Husamuddin, Virender Singh, Shiva Thapa, Akash Sangwan, Nishan Dev, Sumit Kundu, Ashish Chaudhary, Harsh Chaudhary, Naveen Kumar, and Narendra Barwal fighting for India in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. So we'll have keep a track on that also. We'll keep updating the scores. The women's boxing championship has been fantastic for India. Recently concluded 4 gold medals. So we'll keep a track on this one also. So thanks for Shubhan. Thanks
When,
Boyada for
when,
joining.
when you mention boxing, also
Yeah.
mention Mairaj and Ganimat yesterday and in skeet, because to come back, Mairaj wasn't great in the individual. So to win a medal in skeet for India in the Shotgun World Cup, the ISSF, the Shotgun World Cup was a solid one. And finally, Bapi Hasda, Odisha.
Thanks.
Look at the success story of Odisha, and look at the fact that the CM tweets every day. Think about Bapi Hasda today when he sees a Naveen Patnaik tweeting his race and Bapi Hasda finishing with a personal best, 51 point, something, and beating that Sri Lankan guy. Bapi
Yeah.
Hasda at this point in time is an Asian Games medal contender. Just 1 year back, took to 400 meters. Think what it can mean for someone like a Bapi Hasda. What great stories. And that is why Odisha, according to me, is now the state to look out for. Their slogan, India's best kept secret, is 200% right. And Mr. Krishna, if you are listening, great work.
Absolutely, and lots of success stories coming out from Odisha. Recently, the Odisha FC also won the Super Cup. Uh, it's going great, and India, after the Hockey World Cup, the Pro League that Odisha hosted, India won it every match they won. So Odisha has been a great story, and Bapi Hasda also, I think, from Balasore. So that's all for now. So thank you, Bodyada. Thank you, Shubhan, for joining. For the viewers, keep watching our social media handles and websites for all the 10 pieces and the stories coming up. So we'll be back again tomorrow. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.